Hello Blender folks, welcome back to epistemic-gnomes. Sorry about the little delay, but we got back. So the clothes are finished here in this model. Let's get the soundtrack, sorry. Alright, but there are some rigging features that we're gonna start now. So here's the list. I'm not gonna mention them, you can read, but essentially we're gonna address many of those things. Cloth rigging will be after. We got some body rigging. I'm gonna reuse, rig from a rig template, custom rig from another character, Dorothy, and here also we need some stuff here, we need some bones, So the meshes, Let's start with this, face adaptation, icons, materials. Okay, I've been struggling with some of these icons materials lately, not in this character, for other reasons. So we're gonna go on shading viewport, workspace actually, and we're going to change this as we need to have it selectable. Okay, so there is already a material with precisely her name, but we haven't changed it, so we're gonna just make some adjustments here. For here we're gonna get some this orange tint. Then here we're gonna change to some sort of this, alright, some sort of brown. But so it's some more green. Too much blue here, so maybe a little more red also. Alright, then we have this is not coherent, so we're gonna just pick this color and place Ctrl V here. And as for this one, maybe we bring it closer to here. Alright, so we're playing with this. Maybe here we don't have the ideal setup. This doesn't seem to be okay. Let's leave this for now. We've made a major change here for which matters. Then if I look for this, so here we have some sort of mask for other things, This is getting compound color map. Okay, this is like yeah, so we're making this kind of pattern here, but I think I would like to make this different now. This is actually a roughness map, so the pupil will be more reflective, and this slightly reflective, the iris. Not sure this is a great idea. I have a setup here that is not ready. This will be to make a fake reflection, like a dot circle, but I'm not using it right now. Maybe it will build that later. So in this sense I probably could delete. So here we could probably play with this. Let's make a duplicate here as a backup, and we're gonna try to make some change here, like oops, no, not that. We can try to no, not that. I want to, yeah, it's here. We'll try to simplify this. Because it's another character, so why not? Gonna use B-spline here. Now let's use cardinal. Linear, okay. Then this powered doesn't change too much. We might have to do something here. I'm not sure this is gonna be useful, so this is why I may have the backup right there. There are requests to make this color ramp settings more adjusted in a more analytic way, and that should be nice, right? Yeah, you need to have the same color here. Something happened that this is not going to the place that I wanted. It's going in the wrong mask. But it's different. Makes no sense. Well, we could have something like that, but it looks a bit too mechanical, and the color is sort of exaggerated, right? Unless we change this to Yeah, never mind. Then here I think I'm gonna change these colors again. Let's reconnect here and see. Okay, so this is still better. So we're gonna just delete this and it just works. But we had to change this. Okay, we're gonna keep the multiply, but we're going to fix this. Of course, it will be something like this, right? But now it's too dark, which is okay. Let's try. Oh yeah, that's sort of works. And here we can also play with yeah, let's ease. Let's take it ease. And that is, sounds fine. And this, yeah, you could get this closer here. And this, while this, we're gonna keep it close to the black. There we go. Alright, so this is done. It's not great, but it's better. It's already differentiated for her. I like characters having their own. We can make more patterns here that can go crazy. Actually, if I remember properly, it's something about here, or was it here? Okay, here can be fun, but I think it's something here, so I'm gonna duplicate this just to have a backup. Let's try instead of power, let's try some this one is very interesting. We could work with this too, although it's a bit too brilliant, yeah. wrap. Interesting, right? Snap, oh, even better. Ping pong. Yeah, I don't remember where are the other ways to affect this, but okay, we're gonna use snap, and that one should be the case, right? And we can delete this because it's already good setup. Let's return and let's get to something else. Okay, let's hashtag here in the text editor. This for scripting means this line or whatever comes after the hashtag is comment, so it will not be read by the code. Here is not code, of course, just a text. But okay, this effect will for me means that this is achieved. Eyebrows shape position. Okay, so this is simple, usually simple, annoying to be doing over and over again, but it is pretty straightforward. Got the model sheet, and we want it to be okay. Let's make this into a highlight. So I've just changed the system of highlights, simplified it. It's not this. So now it's the emoji. Okay, so now I know where to find the star. Is here and go up. No, sorry. It's here and go up. There we go. So we got this, and so repositioning eyebrows, mesh, snapping to face. Yeah, so I'm not using the stars in the... takes too much time, and with the chat, especially if I update in the video descriptions, which takes time, but I need to start doing this again, so it's easier for anyone to find this out. So I'm not using the star in the corner. By the way, that also means that, hold on, this information, no, whatever, never mind. Okay, I was confused with an old information. So here what we need to do is very simple. So click the grease pencil. Okay, we have here, we need to look for the model sheet for the eyebrows. So it's not cloth costume stuff anymore. We're looking for front body in this case and side body. So we need actually a layout here where we're gonna be able to see side and front. Well, they are aligned, which might help, but soon enough this will end up being a problem. I mean, I'm gonna probably lose this because this is not synchronized quad view, which is a shame that Blender doesn't improve this setup. Anyways, I think it's yeah, here. No, I'll accept that. Okay, so I don't know, it's not entirely aligned. Okay, so I got something like that. Use the scroll wheel to, oh, I overdid it. Yeah, it's lost. I don't know anymore. Anyways, the important thing is to be looking at this model sheet from the side views, of course. Let's select it where it is. Layers, front and body. For some reason, no, this is front fix, not this. Is front body, side body here, and it's possible that this would be impossible character design. Let's hide this here. So I've done this positioning here differently, trying to match the actual geometry. So this might be slightly more accurate than the model sheet actually. Although the model sheet might look better, right? So what matters for me right now is this already snapped, so go on edit mode for that. We're gonna hide everything that is not, hair, mouth, eyes. Now eyes, there's a problem here. Costume, the eye coins, the eye surface, just the eyebrows we need, of course. Select all. Okay, edit mode, select all. We want to get here the snap to face, so in this case it can be face project. Include non-edited, move, rotate, scale, yes. And we are not using this because this doesn't wrap around the head. Well, for the side, yes, a little, but not too much. So we just select that thing and select all, G, and that, I need to shift tab here, enable that, G, click, and that should have snapped. And we are already seeing here, if in case it is snapping, it will be snapping wrongly. We can improve these shapes. This has this probably is the wrong, we need a different target here, a proxy mesh, but this is to be done later. So for now I'm just snapping to the real face. That's can work, right? But there is a problem with that, is because if in the case the eyebrow is mesh, the eyelash mesh is part of the head, of the face of the character, then the eyebrow will snap also to the eyelash. And if it's a big eyelash, certain expressions will not work. So very careful here. This will ruin certain cartoony expressions. So that's why we need to we can do shrink wrap with bones, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that the target here, if it is the face, the head, the body here, then the body cannot include the eyelashes meshes. It must be a separate mesh object, because this target vertex group is just for what is shrink wrapped. In this case it will be the eyebrows, the entire eyebrows. It doesn't, we don't decide what in the target object, target mesh object, we don't decide which part of it will be a magnet to the snapping of the shrink wrap modifier, nor of the bone constraint if it's a shrink wrap bone constraint. So this is a dead end, folks. We need here to be very careful. There's no tutorial that explains this. So the thing here is that in my case the eyelashes are part of the body, which is crazy, but it works because I'm gonna make a proxy mesh of the face, and that proxy mesh won't include the eyelashes. It just will include maybe these face loops here, right? Orbicularis oculi, also the muzzle, whatever, but not, it doesn't need the eyelids because there's already a nice surface there, right? and could we stack functionalities between the, yeah, technically between the proxy mesh, that face ghost mesh, and the eye surface? Yeah, probably. But there is a problem with this, is that actually, yeah, there's a big problem, is that the ghost face proposition is to follow the mesh, to give structure to the mesh and to be a target of shrink wrap, while this one, it needs to have this kind of excident mesh here on this eye curvature, like a emulating an eyeball in this frontal regions and side regions, because then the eyelids, they can shrink wrap still to that, to those exaggerated poses. So it's for posing the eyelids in this rig. So this is why we cannot just reuse this as a part of the proxy mesh of the face. They are different functionalities. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to decide which ghost, if the mesh will target the eyeball or the eye surface or the face ghost, right? So it's hard to explain here, but we cannot stack this properly. It will cause some conflict. So there are different functionalities here. So to complete this, so in this case we have the shrink wrap. Temporarily it is, oh, I don't even have the, okay, but we can target here Natashe body, right? There is an offset here which Control C, reset. Yeah, this is just so that it gives more margin of, anyways, I believe it is solidifying. Yes, it is subdividing, it's then solidifying. If it works better this way in the, or I don't remember, but yeah, I believe it's like this. And thinking about it, could use a skin modifier for this. We could even use geometry nodes, right? It would be a similar. This is an intriguing idea, folks, because you see, I just need to control a spline or many splines, right? So if I, okay, let's turn this off. Let's consider this proposition. I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna snap this, and then we're going to separate this thing. So now it's wait, it's this one, so I'm gonna hide this. Okay, so you have this spline here. It's not a spline, but we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna turn off everything here. It has a mirror modifier, fine. We might be able to simplify it, but for now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna, I never did that, right? I haven't thought about that. And we can even control the, okay, this is normal. This is happening because, yeah, this is, why is this happening? Apparently we have some, okay, let's redo this in a, okay, let's just have a single vertex. Yeah, this is gigantic, so Alt Control A, I think. Yeah, Control A, I guess. So you see this circle, it means it's a root. It means it's a marked root. And so we're gonna snap this on global here. We can use the other as a reference. Gonna see the root is here. Let's change the root back. Mark root. So see it swaps. This is snapping, right? Yes, it is snapping. We don't want the eye surface. Hold on. Because I don't want it to snap to that eyebrow. I just want to follow the reference. Okay, so Control A, we can Control A 0, yeah, so I get this. Control A. Here we need to be very careful. It will depend on the amount of splines that we want. Here probably this is incorrect. Because we need to have for expressions, right, a small here so that we can do this kind of stuff. Here we could consider this to be an exaggeration, right? Probably here, but it's important to have extras so that we can have a more control of the shape. You see this curvature is not working, but I can also have a subdivision, right? Here we can, yeah, here we have a little problem with this technique because I cannot give it the shape that I want in the border. So this is a tricky part with this, the limitation of this technique. But maybe with the subdivision surface modifier, it wouldn't be horrible if we place it after. So I'm gonna make another here. And you see that here we are missing something, right? So this solidifies, right? We can even make it an armature from it, right? Shrink wrap, does it? Yeah, it still needs to shrink wrap, right? In some way, right? And this solidify, in this case, it is rendered useless because we can actually have some sort of smooth shading. Okay, that can be nice. Okay, we're gonna totally get smooth shading. Then we can, yeah, I remember. So this mark clues, I don't remember what it is for. I think this is when there are subdivisions, like something like that. I'm not sure. So because of the curvature here being a bit too exaggerated, we're going to do this. Okay, so what I can sort of identify here is that the character design wants it to be straighter and very closer to the bottom, while the mesh wants the eye to be wider and the orbicularis ocular. So it's a trade-off, right? Maybe this can be just an expression, right? I think this will make a neutral pose the way I've done, and so I'm gonna respect again I'm gonna try to respect this flow right here. Is also important. We might want to snap this to the joints in the geometry. Control A. We're gonna make this this one seems to be very big there, so probably we'll have to make a subdivision. So it's likely that we won't be able to get totally on the joints, right? But at least approximatively. And it looks a bit squarey. Maybe if I smooth that. G, no. To no avail, so we still have this kind of problem here. Let's see if we place this. Interesting. Okay, so if I subdivide before, we seem to have a better result. So you see, this is much easier if that can work. It seems that it can work. Yeah, we can do that, right? This is also fine. There's this interesting rotations that could be a problem, but I was on edit mode, so I wasn't looking at the real state of the geometry, right? So it's still quite smooth. In my opinion, this is workable. Yes, for stylized, I think this is great. I like it. Maybe there are some other issues with that. Control A, maybe. Okay, we're gonna Control A 0.1. I think I've lost this vertex to the void. Maybe I can subdivide here, delete. Yeah, and do slightly less, right? So this has a problem with rotations, but because the purpose of this is to stay snapped, right? We're gonna see what if we yeah, without the bones we can't verify entirely, but what probably we could achieve already is to try to push this inside the face. So these rotations are a problem, maybe. And of course, as soon as I apply this mesh, it loses this quality. So maybe this will be a thing for can it force the target normal project? Okay, never mind. We're gonna leave it here for now. And of course, it's not solidifying. All it has is these features, right? So I'll have to rig this to really know if it works. We can actually create an immediate rig for this, which is cool. It's a bit tricky with the mirror. It will probably break, but we have a simple setup here, so this will be helpful. We're going to anything else? So maybe here I don't remember one or the, oh yeah, I remember. So we can actually do something like this. We can Control A along a certain axis, so you can scale along the X, and this can be our life savior here to do certain tricks. Control A, Z. No, Z doesn't work. So Y. Yes. So this is we can have. We have this two ways of scaling this. Control A along X. So the more X, the more in principle we would be able to get it inside the face, right? So this shrink wrap, we could probably give it a negative value, but no, apparently this is not. It's too dangerous for now. So we're gonna apply. We're gonna try the. Okay, we could try. You see that this is sort of distort. Yeah, this we cannot use this separately. We are gonna shrink wrap after the subdivision. Yeah, this is a technique that it tends to be smoother. Okay, now we're gonna try to create an armature for this. It's very simple right there, but it creates more bones than it needs. The cool thing is that this new armature, it completely, it's one, like its waves is super simple, right? But these are no bendy bones, so this is not. But now it allows us to see the result of the. Okay, let's symmetrize these bones. Okay, that doesn't work. We need to names, auto name left and right, symmetrize. Okay, then we don't have the waves working. I think it's something about the. Not sure this is gonna do anything. Also, where are the eyebrows? Why they vanished? Okay, this seems to. So the waves is per vertex, so it's one, it's like super cheesy. So this is funny, but it's like, okay, where is the eyebrow? Yeah, so I can show the waves here. for some reason, right? Oh, it's because these are vertex, right? I see now. So we're gonna change this to let's get this armature and change to wire. I'm gonna get in front wire. Yes, I'm gonna change to B bones and Shift Control Alt A. They start like that for some reason. And yeah, so when we need some bones for testing this, we already have them. And see, it's a connected chain, which is not ideal, but you see that it allows this setup, right? Because I'm using auto I key, right? But whatever, this is not the ultimate setup. I have something more complex that would allow a better working of this. So this is I key for facial rig. It's interesting, but it's complicated. You see why we lose control of this bone, so we need some sort of setup that will be very smart. And but look at this, right? You can't do this in normal rigs, facial rigs, right? It's like too mechanical, which is good, but it's not too analytical, right? So this is something I've been researching, and now just playing with this just gave me another idea, which is that, okay, maybe I key, yes, but I key where the offset, they are actually shrink wrapped, right, to the face. So the chain is here. That's an interesting proposition. Let's go on the plan and let's get some notes here, and let's do like I key for eyebrows. I can inverse kinematics for eyebrow for facial rig. That means control bones do the stuff, but def yeah, tweak def bones, snap to the face. Yeah, offsetting from the Ike chain. Yeah. So this alternative setup here, we can disconnect this. It's too many bones. I use bendy bones, right, to start it. So this is, I'm just gonna keep this because you see the design is very good, I think. So I'm gonna bring back her features here. I think yeah, there's a small difference there. How to adjust that? Yeah, you know, the problem is that now I have armature and bones, so it's like Let's unparent all this. Okay, we got some problems with this setup. Yeah, never mind. So no. Okay, let's go back before we change the parenting. Yeah, the problem is that if I want to change now their I have to do this for both the armature and the mesh, so this is one problem of rigged models. Start to get more and more complicated, right? But I needed to test, right? So we can always at any time delete this and redo the trick, right, with the skin. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the other reference, right? Okay, so let's say that I get this and we pose, apply pose as rest pose, right? So these bones might be displaced, but what matters anyways is that we have this eyelashes now, eyebrow, sorry, properly, more likely properly repositioned. So we're gonna delete this thing. So I don't know why this skin modifier wants to go before, right? But I've tested whichever thing, this also works. So and you see the shrink wrapping now. Ah, this is interesting, right? So this is what I was talking about. You have I key, but the, let's say, not the deformed bones, but the mesh, which would be analog to deformed rig, right? It's shrink wrapping, it's snapping. So it's not, yeah, this is not what I wanted, but the principle is here. So you see how good this is, right? Yeah, here we might have some. We might want to have some. Oh, I can scale. But this is cheating because actually this has no parent, and because it has no parent, this is why I have this Ikebone constraint behavior. This is not true when we have auto IK. If this bone was parented, I wouldn't have this set up. This will be locked. I would have the inverse kinematic from this point, control point. So this is a disaster. But since this rig is incomplete, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's just a floating eyebrow. So there is a possibility that we could leave this armature separated, right? And that means that I was researching some possibility for this kind of rigs, and there are many ideas that could work. Sometimes with scripting, maybe asking some yeah, so yeah, or sending a proposition to Blender community, but whatever. The fact is that, or some add-on maker, I know some ones that could, you see the shrink wrap cause some stuff here, or maybe this is problem with the shrink, problem with the problem with the skin modifier. Yes, possibly the skin modifier is going crazy. Maybe it's the way it is positioned. We get some weird shapes there. It's difficult for me. I still don't understand to this day why it... Okay, but the shrink wrap, we could try shrink wrap bone constraints instead. Shrink wrap then subdivision seems more organized. Usually I use this this thing. The problem is what I do with this skin, right? Here, okay, this is what I had to start with, but then we have this weird some warping, the mesh going crazy time to time. There's also a problem too, because this is F key there. I cannot just have a control limitation here. Okay, I've reversed the chain and for some reason the other side went crazy. No, it's this is because of the mirror thing, I guess. No, this is not this thing here. Alt F, oh no. If we do all simultaneously, then they won't lose the parenting. Another problem that I've checked on the... At this point we might want to have dual mesh, right? So the extrusion of this, yeah, maybe we would like at this point to apply the modifier, right? The skin modifier, because it is, I think it's a bit uncontrollable. Alright, so let's stop playing this. Let's I was testing the quality of the really looks promising. So the idea here will be to have like a new armature object in which okay, that would be like the parent. If we wanted exactly that setup to be sustained, and so hold on, this is not like this. No. Yeah, this is tricky. Okay, I got a parent, but I cannot control the bones from the head, right? So the head, yeah, then there's more to the head. There's some other bones there. So this is the sad part about the setup. So as soon as I parent this, I will lose the... No, except that there's one interesting trick here, is that in this we could just get an IK bone constraint, right? And then we get rid of this, but then we lose some flexibility on the setup, right? But so let's say I would parent this, right, to this. No, that we need to join, right? Okay, let's join this into that. Now I'm gonna parent this. We are using symmetry. And so now with auto IQ option, this bone doesn't move anymore. Yeah, so you have totally lost the... This one still works, as you can see. But we cannot pull the... We don't have the same tricks now. And which leaves me thinking, light is affecting the other side right now for some reason. I have motion, but I don't have IK stretch. This is something I need to report. Apparently IK stretch doesn't work for auto IK option, but you see I can move the bone, and this is not... yeah, it's moving that bone sadly, but we... chain length of 1. Yeah, it doesn't grant too much flexibility. Then what if I subdivide? What if I disconnect here? Okay, so the only problem here is that I don't have a, because these bones are useless, they are just jokers. They are just there to grant movement to this one, if we get it right. And so I tried this on other cases and I wasn't very successful, but right now this seems to be, so this could be, oh no, but there, of course there are still problems. This bone, of course, is uncontrollable through bone constraints. It will only respond to rotation, so I'll have to actually emulate I have to emulate a head bone and try to get, well, try to get this somewhere that will respond to the other bones of the face, like maybe, I don't know, imagining a main eye top setup, right? So let's see if one is enough. Yes, one seems to be enough, and so there would be bones that can, so this bone here, because it is the F key master here, it can be controlled through bone constraints, however not this one, so this one will suffer. Yeah, so it's like we'll lose some setups here, but actually no, we can create another layer for the deforms. This could be like the I key chain, right? And so we can still control the actual, we can still offset the deformed bones through automations, through other setups, and even tweaking manually. So yeah, this is the way to go. So this bone here is the master. Turn off auto I key. So here, see, we can have a master manipulation here. Very crude, but okay. And with the auto I key option, then we can easily manipulate this in many ways. And this, yeah, if we pick this bone, we can still do something, but it's not necessary. You can just do this. And here, of course, let's reduce here. Yeah, so we can. So probably one thing to fix here is get rid of the skin modifier, right? Unfortunately, I'd like to keep it procedural, but it seems to be causing too much problems. Alright, so this is, I just found this setup here. So this is an alternative, but it's a unique case scenario. Not sure that we can do the same principle for an arm, for example, but I will think. Like, imagine this is some sort of how do you say, imagine this is some sort of shoulder, right? So, and this is the torso, so like we move them with FK here, and right alt. Here we can move the arm with F key, but we can also move the arm like as if it had a Nike bond constraint, but without it. And then if we, but yeah, then we move the torso, this parenting will actually displace the arm. So this is not, it's different case. We cannot, we needed to pin this, we can't pin because parenting, right, chain. Alright, but for this case, since this needs to move with the head anyways, this is not the same problem. It's a slightly, so in this case we can use this crazy thing, and we can use this to maintain the chain to work from both directions, as if it was disconnect, as if it was unparented. So here is still connected. This is not a deformed bone, it's just a, so you can probably get this symmetrized. No, this doesn't have a yeah, like not this, yeah, eyebrow master, left and symmetrized, and hope their parenting were correct. Yes, now we have correct parenting. Okay, what else here? We got eyebrow shape and positioning, yeah. Yeah, CD character design and repositioning, okay. Done. Mouth meshes. Yeah, so today folks I've started too late, so I probably will have to end sooner. Sorry, we're gonna do a little more developments here. So this we don't need the grease pencil right now. We're gonna work with the mouth interior, which I really, who likes that? So unfortunately I don't have the rig ready for this. In Avatar or some rigs they tend to combine the meshes of the, because of the shape keys, not because of limitations, directly because of limitations of the Avatar 3D VRM stuff, but software for exporting, but because of the shape key, because if you have to synchronize the facial expressions, which for the most part are shape keys, you have to synchronize the morphs here and the morphs here on separated mesh objects, then it's really a nightmare, because you need 52 morphs here, shape keys, blend shapes, and then you need to have them synchronized where the teeth or arcades will move. It's like double the work, triple the work, quadruple the work. Not exactly that, but yeah, it's just too disruptive to the mind. 52 shape keys already too much, so maybe there's some technique where this can be prevented. This exaggerated word, like you can pay, but it's too much stuff to manage, so they just join this into the face, right, into the body, and here, this is these arcades, they are probably already adjusted regarding a certain this angle, although they don't seem to have to be very centralized here, or centralized they are, but they are not gonna apply all transforms here. We could have a rotation here for this for the arcades, their origin, so that it will be easy to manipulate the... Oh, looks like that these teeth, they aren't shape keys for some reason. Alright, so okay, so what I'm gonna do to address this is that I need to open her mouth. I don't have a rig here for that, so we're gonna create a shape key here, temporary shape key, to manipulate this and have an idea, right? So just a temp, we don't care about this, it can be anything, so we're gonna maybe use the sculpt mode, shift tab, grab, I don't know the shortcut, maybe there's no shortcut. Layout, let's look here to the I want to also see the side view. We're having some bad deforms here. Okay, let's try this. The top is trying to follow the bot lip, yeah. Okay, this is a horrible mouth, but it's a shape key, so there is an advantage here. We can at any time reduce its influence, right? Because this is too much destroyed. Alright. We gonna pick this, maybe we can try here. Alright. Good, so this is like, you see, on a front view, this is the arcades that we have. And so what might be wrong here? Or what could be improved? Maybe we'd like to have this one yeah, let's push them like here. I want the teeth there, the upper teeth, to appear, so this is why it's complicated with this inclination. It's too much for the, but see, let's try to follow the jawline there. I was doing much more radical inclination, right, for this, and this was not really working. It was very bad, so I started to, oh no, hold on, this is better, right? So now I'm doing this. It's about a 15 angle, maybe a little more, maybe 20. Alright, so let's try the shape key again of the face. Okay, so you see, it's like she's grinning. The gum on the top appear in this, which makes sense, right? It's not expected, but okay, that kind of work. Let's look again at this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna move this up a little, or maybe this one. It seems too big in relation to the other also, so I'm gonna scale this down, or scale along the, yeah, I don't have the proper orientation for this. Alright, so something wrong about this lower teeth. To be fair, I'm not even sure if this mesh is the last version I had, because I was using shape key to get the, this clipping is acceptable, but we can make it better. Let's see. Okay, let's just pick all this thing and just move them down a little, something like here, right? Now we're gonna pick strange positionings for this mesh. It's like this thing is totally distorted. Okay, let's make a last review here. Front face, okay, we see the lower gum, we see the upper gum, we see the alright, so maybe I believe that right now just gonna move this slightly up, approximate this here, and yeah, this finally. Okay, I'm gonna accept this, delete this shape key, and this should be the positioning for this. So one interesting idea that I've seen from some modelers or riggers, that they, I'm not doing this, but is that they actually made profile here of the whole you see of the lip. So you see this hold on, hiding this and this. So here you see make the profile of the lip here, right? I just have the walls, but I don't have the, well, the ceiling and floor, but I don't have the wall, actually, the inner wall. And so all along, right? So this, I used to do this, but at some point it started to just be a problem. But there's an interesting usefulness to this for planning, right? It gives a better notion of the depth. It's a bit clearer to, even it's annoying, right? You have to rig this, it's have to care about double intersections there, clipping, which is horrible idea, right? But when it comes to anatomic accuracy for the study at least, then we maybe can delete. But it's actually interesting because if you see the profile, you can see the depth, the thickness of the lip, and that can help in this case, for example, to position this freaking arcades, right? Oh, you see, this is actually something very wrong about this. Actually, I know what's going on here. This mesh are not aligned with the they should be aligned with the orientation of the arcades, right? Well, they are not currently, so many mistakes here in this region. I think I've just deleted, so this is why it lost, but I can't be sure here if I have the right orientation. The technique here is that it happens for the universal knot rig is that when we see from the front, this is a cool, interesting idea. So you see, she seems to be happy in this character design, but this is because it's an illusion, because actually the normal, let's say, of the face is facing here, right? Somewhat here, and then that means that there is a certain angle from the bottom, like if you try to align the view with that some imaginary normal here face the orthogonal to this plane, so we would end up finding the front. This is the depth of the mouth hole, so this is where these things should be going. Although there is this problem, right? Okay, what is the normal? So this is one problem. What is the angle of the arcades? And are these aligned? Supposed to be aligned? So many problems that we have to decide in terms of character design. So in the 3D world, right? And so for me, I'm for what looks good, right? Aesthetics. So if I had an idea that it should, analytic idea, it should be like that. Maybe because I saw it on 2D, but maybe it doesn't apply very well to 3D. I need to test and see what works best with the actual expressions, right? Or even neutral pose of the character, until we find something that works, right? So this is as for the tongue, so we're gonna get the tongue here. We can, I deleted the shape key, so doesn't matter. We're gonna just try to get the tongue in a position that will not intersect all the time with this ideally I should maintain these proportions here, those relations to all the characters, but I think this might be stupid since they have different muzzles, so it's likely that I should even be considering making some change in the scales here for each character. Yeah, something that I hate to be doing this, but okay. Then I don't remember where I picked this from, but the fact is that they are fixed. Okay, so no shape keys here, no shape key, no shape key. Okay, it seems very weird. Maybe I did that on purpose, or maybe it's just a mistake in the... No, there's a pattern here, so maybe it's this one that is a bit too low. Okay, anyways, no one will see that, so there are reason not to care too much about this. This kind of solution here is a problem. I still need to find a way to solve this. I think actually one way would be to just smooth this out. Yeah, why I'm still using this stupid technique here to economize mesh. Yeah, but this creates a big problem. Okay, so here we got some smooth stuff, and clear seam, and you see these don't have edge creases. It's still sharp, so this is a problem, but you see it helps, should help a little. Oh yeah, we should be doing something like this, right? And also the material, please. What do you want? I think these gums are taking this from the texture, I guess. This is why it's looking like that. Okay, let's do the same here. So sometimes more is not less. So by having a few more geometry here, we can simplify many things. Yeah, so see, less chance of having some clipping there, because this sharp edge, they are very easy to intersect. So this is something that I'm still struggling to find a better solution for the future, but it's still, yeah, that should work. Actually, hold on. Gums and gums. Okay, it's time to see what's going on here. It's probably some UV map thing. Shading. Yeah, it's based on UV, but it's using, no, it's using, of course this is using a texture map of another character. if I had to do this for each character, I have to, nah, you know what, it will be more organized, but you see, I'm not using the sclera too, it's just a, so you're gonna do the same thing here, we're gonna take this off, the material will be just a preview like here, right, roughness for workbench, and as for here we got a simple diffuse, yeah, why not, right, and we don't care about the UVs, and we solve, we don't need a lot of materials for this, so we call this gums generic, yeah, like gums, yeah, generic. I don't have a code for this thing, but we're gonna mark this as an asset because we can probably be using this for other characters as well. So this means that, let's see the tongue, there's just this gums generic, here we go, I'm using sclera for the teeth, okay, why not, right? And why do you have this base color? Doesn't make any sense to me. Oh no, this is a linked, this is actually white, okay. Yes, because this is a linked material, so it's grayed out. So this is also a generic one, so good stuff, and I'm using for the teeth. Also the teeth could benefit from glossy, I'm not sure, yeah, enamel, that just works too, so and it has, yeah, it's working, it's not something important for this stylized stuff. So let's go back here and fix these arcades. Okay, I'm gonna just apply their oh, actually, let's check again. That seems to be not centralized. What's happening here? Okay, this tongue is not centralized, so we're gonna SX0, no, GX0, no, we, okay, Shift S, selection to curse, keep offset, no, yeah, so how do you get this into the, apply all transforms, okay, let's just do something like that, then we'll do this, and we're gonna apply all transforms and readjust the mirror, and that's it. Numpad backslash, these objects are aligned, they are good to go. We can probably lock this. we got these hair objects. Okay, we got these earrings. Control F2 object, so it's yeah, this, let's place it there, and then these codes, I don't remember them, so it's they are gibberish to me right now. What I would like to do is to get some order for this, but unfortunately this will require the other remembering some. So there are some quality of it. The problem is this excessive numbers here. It's just, in principle, don't want two algorithms. It's just too confusing. We would like to have something like one for the head, so one is eye surface. Okay, so this will be like eye coins will be 1B, and eyebrows, well, if you want to also face, should it go this but it's no IC, so some 1C. So here we don't have proxy, we're gonna make that also. We can have body. Okay, so body would be 0, so, and we don't have a code here, this is why 0, it's above everything. And or we could have like 0A, like just to keep the pattern. So arcade top, yeah, so this is like, yeah, these two will be for mouth, right? So, but what we're gonna do is that we're gonna just do this like still maintain face, then D, yeah, and then you see why it's annoying, because if we change, this is good for this order, but if you add something there, then you have to adapt all this again. So, and here F, right? So this is one way. So one number, one letter, and that's it. Here, so here we could get, here is like head, but it's here, so it will be 5. B, because you have 5A, which is the scalp, which is there, be first. And cloth will be 6. except that I have a problem here is that we want to organize by parts of the body, so this is why this also can be complicated. So we could get like yeah, I need to see two numbers, but we're gonna just do yeah, here's the exception: 6 cloth, then belt is torso, and torso is belt maybe is the, I don't know, C. So this is why this is start to get confusing. Boots will be 6 3 legs, and I think the only things in the boot in the legs. Natasha dressed as a torso 6D A. Natasha rings is 6-1 A, 6-1 B, 6-1 C. Natasha glows, this is 6-4 arms A. Natasha hair is 6-5, because this is about the hair related stuff A. And Natasha jacket 6-2 B. Yeah, okay. A B C A, yeah, 3 4 5, that's it. Yeah, so this is relatively well organized right now. Model sheet, it's not included in this. Okay, I'm satisfied here. Then we got mount measure keystone fixed. Rig, then, well, there's the, it's already late folks, so I'm going to do just a quick development here. We have Dorothy, a linked model here of Dorothy, and she has this custom armature here, and okay, hold on, we're gonna first make the don't tell me I've deleted the creases, or no, it's just disabled. Yeah. Good. So I'm gonna separate, make the proxy face there. It will include yeah, it will be this, maybe this until here. Yes, maybe we pick these two, right? It's a proxy face. Yeah, let's bring this, then we have this, whatever. And then, if I'm not wrong, the mesh is similar, so I know I'm familiar with this. The topology, right, is essentially the same. So for this character list, we don't want the lips. No, not the neck. Okay, so all that. We're gonna assign these vertices as okay, turns out that we already have a separator face, and according to yeah, this came from okay, don't include that, alright, fine. This comes from Dorothy, and it's already preset. You see, we haven't changed, we changed a lot the geometry, even some topology in the eyelash, but it's another department. So we have this already, it's totally there. So we can do this. I'm not gonna do the operator because it would require names, maybe it's not correct, so you have to adapt. But we're gonna do this just here to have it, to start having this. Shift D, P, separate selection. Let's bring this mesh, which should be here, yes. We're gonna call this 1A 10 actually, no, yeah, there's 1A, I'm not sure. So proxy face, like that. Then we're gonna move it to proxy, gonna enable this. We are going to delete already these shrink wraps. We're gonna keep the subdivision, augment to 2. We're going to keep the armature modifier, keep the mirror modifier, delete all the shrink wrappers, delete all this. Now we're gonna, all this can be automated. Gonna delete the materials, gonna delete the yeah, there's no armature modifier right now, but in principle for the universonic mount rig and maybe another rigs, we need to delete the any lip related, but this is just for now, yeah, just because yeah, let's delete all this. I don't remember eyebrow if we also delete. No, there's no eyebrow. Okay, there's brow. Brow I think doesn't care, so if I'm not wrong it will be just this. I'm not gonna ready this for all the aspects, so it's just so to have it. Also change it to wire, and oh yes, of course, Alt S negative 0.002. So now this has a much slightly you see it is slightly below the there is a threshold slightly below the, and this will help shrink wrapping. So this is where I could use this for changing this target of shrink wrapping to, yeah, let's maintain this, but actually we need this, we're gonna need to shrink wrap to a mesh that is exactly this value but below, so it's like I would have to add another value like this to match the current state. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna change the target of snapping to the proxy face, and so now this is as it were, but this is why I'm using this pattern here, so it was already something that I was using for Dorothy, so this is why I'm gonna keep this same. I think it's a reasonable amount. This for the case of the eyebrow, we could adapt and see if there's anything better. So this could be better, so this might be specific to the right. So we got the proxy, what else should be shrink wrapped to this? Okay, generate ghost mesh, eyebrows, yes. Hair rig, we need bones for the hair rig. Make local, okay, so what I'm gonna do here is that I will Shift D this thing, and we're gonna Alt G. We're going to object relations, make local, just for it. Select add objects, data and materials, and hopefully this rig still, yeah, seems to be working. This armature, right? So okay, it has all the features. There we go. So we have the skeleton there. Now it is called armature door, but we're gonna call armature Natashe, and we're going to Alt G. Yes, we're gonna move this to the side. We are gonna hide the proxy mesh there. We don't want them to be. Now it's time to get a armature collection here. Okay, what is called armature? I think it's here, right? Okay, let's leave like that. So we can already maybe join this here, although I should probably get, oops, lagging, what's happening? Okay, I think it's a Blender crash. I haven't saved the, probably something related to the linking. Yeah, let's close Blender. Alright, so I had saved, so good. So we just need to make local for use. Yes, we're gonna get this one and join into here, but I need to get the, oh, I see where it's breaking the rig. I cannot open the sidebar apparently. It's making Blender crash, so something about the link, I think. So I'm gonna unlink Dorothy. It's probably something about Bone Manager or in relation to all this linked stuff. So I'm gonna, I don't need this here, so I'm gonna unlink. I'm gonna save now. Now again, probably can rename this properly. Now let's just be sure. Let's go here and purge armature Dorothy. Now we're going to I cannot delete this stuff, very weird. yeah, so something about this linking madness. I have no, oh yeah, sidebar is compromised, so again, alright folks, so I don't have a solution for this. Probably I need to try to clean the linked stuff, but I'm gonna make one attempt yet. Is it related to the armature, or let's purge first this thing, save, let's close Blender manually, reopen, let's try to, okay, it is gonna crash anyways. It's not about the armature. It's the whole sidebar is compromised. So my last attempt here will be to delete the armature. And purge. Try to open now. So it's something about Dorothy's armature, this make local. Okay, but I can still append. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring here character, but we're gonna use no, I want a copy, so I'm gonna bring this here. Unfortunately, this will bring more than I want, but I think there's no other way if I want to reuse that thing. So I'm gonna view layers. Let's go here into a new collection. Yeah, we're gonna bring this here. Alright, so there is, okay, a good thing that it brings these widgets, but maybe it is not that good. The fact is that now I can probably, yeah, library override, make select and content, whatever. Okay, so I want to yeah, great. This is still not. All right, so let's do the traditional way. which would be to bring here a pen. So we're gonna look for Dorothy. Not armature, that won't be sufficient. Object, yeah, object Dorothy armature, something armature Dorothy, this one. It has bring the the widgets and the armature object, which is rigged and works, right? There's some object there, I don't know why only that object. There are other objects. Okay, for some reason these two we're gonna delete, and okay, we're gonna call these widgets. Gonna place it here. We're gonna bring these to armature. We're not gonna rename yet. Maybe it's one reason of the bugs, and sure. Now this will be outside of the link Natasha save. Let's try to. Now it is crashing. It could be something about the okay, it could be crashing because of the add-on that I'm building for that, or add-on or some it have a script, and that relates to the sidebar, and maybe now it is trying to do something about that class with the same armature, but it's a duplicate, and that is going crazy. So maybe I need to, yeah, I don't want to be recreating this from scratch, of course. So it should be a simple thing, but it's related to this unfinished add-on, so I wasn't ready for that. So I think that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. So tomorrow is Sunday. Probably Sundays I'm not gonna stream, but maybe I'm gonna publish some stuff in my channel. But I think see you on the next week. Have a nice Sunday, nice rest, and yes. And so next week I intend to enter in the rig part of this character and make her just ready for the project, right? The 3D webcomics new scene 5. And then there is a scene that I want to start building, her coffee shop on an asteroid. So this will be the next scene that I want to be building, and I would need her anyways, so that will be the good combo follow-up. Thanks again, folks. See you soon. Good luck in your projects.